Hey everybody, it's that time to come up into the kitchen with Granna today. Let's do a little kitchen talk with Granna today, okay? I'm so glad you guys can come up in the kitchen and have a conversation with me today. But you guys know the routine before we get started. You know what you need to do. Go ahead down at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and take care of that thumbs up. Go ahead and take care of that share. Go ahead and take care of the like buttons. At the end of this conversation, you can come back and give me any reviews that you want to give me. If you haven't already subscribed to Kitchen Talk with Granna, go ahead and take care of that. And as you're sharing my videos with your family and your friends, make sure you're reminding them to go ahead and subscribe to Kitchen Talk with Granna also, okay? I am still trying to reach my goal. My goal for this month is to get up to 150 followers, okay? I'm doing good. I appreciate all the support you guys have shown me so far, but I need a little help to get there, okay? We have about a little over a week and a half, a little over a week left in this month, okay? So go ahead and spread this YouTube channel with all your friends and family, and make sure they're subscribing to Kitchen Talk with Granna, okay? All right, so I don't really have anything planned today, but we're gonna go ahead on and get up into this conversation and just talk about what's going on, okay? And we all know what's going on in the world today. It's all about this coronavirus. It's all about this coronavirus. You know, it's so much to take in. It's so much information coming to us. Throughout the day, every minute of the day, we're getting some type of new information about this coronavirus, and sometimes it can get to be a little bit overwhelming, okay? You know, but it's also a very serious situation, and we definitely need to be trying to gather all the information that we can and take it in and try to follow these rules and these guidelines and everything that they're putting out there. I mean, we all know the bottom line to maintaining any type of or contacting any type of virus that's going around is to practice, you know, good hygiene. So make sure you're continuing to practice good hygiene, okay? Make sure you're doing that. You're not going to be able to find here in Huntsville any hand sanitizer. We're all completely sold out of hand sanitizer. But hey, you can go online and you can Google different ways to make your own type of hand sanitizer, okay? You know, just do that, okay? This last week or so, you know, they went ahead and closed down the schools, okay? And I agree with them closing down the school, because we all know how kids can be. You know, kids are not thinking about good hygiene. They're out there running and playing. They may sneeze, or they may have a little common cold going on. And, you know, and it's very easy to spread germs among themselves as it is, you know, without this corona going on anyway. You know, you have to be extra careful when it comes to your kids, you know, and trying to contain some of those germs that can be spreaded, you know, with them. So I agree with the school system closing and everything. But then on the flip side of this school system closing down for these 2.5 weeks, how it affects so many people, you know, I think about that. You know, unfortunately, there's a lot of parents that still trying to figure out what they're going to do with their children while school is out. You know, there are some families out there that don't have ways or means to have that extra food, just to have extra food in their home while the kids are out of school, you know. So it's so much, this coronavirus and everything they're trying to do to contain it and cut down on large groups of people being together. There is a kind of negative backlash that comes with that, you know, because like I said, they closed the schools down. Now everyone has got to figure out what they're going to do with their children, how they're going to feed their children, because some of those children only get breakfast and lunch, you know, through the school system. And there are some school systems that has set up where the kids can come and at least get lunch and stuff. But then on the back side of that, how are these kids going to get there? You know, they don't have the transportation to get there just to get this lunch. So it's so much that we as individual or we as family have to think about while this thing is going on. There are families there are people that, while the school is out, that cannot afford to even find other ways for their kids or pay someone to watch their child. They cannot financially afford that, and if they're having to stay home with their children, then their paycheck is going to be lacking. Okay, I mean, a lot of these companies around here are sending out solutions or excusing these associates from work, saying, hey, don't worry about your attendance. You can use PTO, or you can take a leave of absence, or these other different things you could use. But in the customer service business, when I'm talking about when it comes to these restaurant workers, these department stores, these people that just work at different events that may be going on, these people may not even have the time built up to afford to take this time off from work. A lot of these restaurants, they are part-time. They're working part-time, and they're not accumulating vacation time, sick time. They're not even building that up to be able to take off and supplement their paycheck. They don't have that in place to do. So I think about that. I think about those families. I think about that, and how it affects everybody. It's not only affecting the big corporation or Wall Street. They're talking about how it's affecting Wall Street. And of course, Wall Street is involved with a lot of stuff that we have going on. Wall Street affects people that have 401k and all this kind of stuff. When the market crashes, all that money's coming out of your 401 account, it's going down. It's taken away from that. So, all that stuff, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff to think about, okay? But, like I said, I think about these companies that's telling these associates, yes, you can take off from work, but if you don't have that time, that's just a missing paycheck. That's money not coming into your home. Okay, I know I was watching on the news a couple of days ago, and they were saying that a lot of states are approving for people to draw their unemployment. When I was looking at it, what they was talking about here in Alabama, they were saying, yes, you can draw your unemployment for these 2.5 weeks, but we have some guidelines that you have to meet to get this unemployment. Okay, and when I was looking at these guidelines, I'm like, okay, that just knocked out 95% of the people that need to get this unemployment. One of the guidelines was all three of the guidelines pretty much related to having the coronavirus or being able to be a caretaker for someone that has the coronavirus or a family member having the coronavirus. And they're requiring you to bring documentation, medical documentation, in when you're applying for this unemployment. You have to have these medical documentation saying you're a provider, your family member have it, or you have it, or you got to have the virus just to get your unemployment. I'm sorry, guys, I have to tap. Granna be sweating like crazy. These lights be killing me. So, I was looking at that, and I'm like, okay, I understand the government's trying to put in place solutions and trying to come up with ways for families to be able to survive and the economy to still keep going and all that. But when you're putting these guidelines in place, who is it really going to help? How is it really going to help? Okay, because you say you can get unemployment, but then you basically you can't have you got to have the coronavirus to get it. Okay, so it's just crazy. It's so much. I know they was talking about on the news trying to come up and quickly pass to where people can get these stimulus checks. I think it's going to be like $1,000. They will be sending out to families and all that. That's all good and well too, but until they get approved and these families get it, how much are they going to already be under the water? Are they any little bit help? But it's still a process you have to go through just to get something like that taken care of and to get this process going and to get these checks sent out to these families. It's just really crazy. A lot of companies, when it comes to these internet companies, they're saying they're not going to turn your internet off. They're not going to turn off your utilities. If you're not able to pay your utilities, you're good. If you're not able to pay your rent, they're not going to convict you. You're good. Don't worry about it. But on the flip side of that, when all this do die down and these people that takes advantage of, these programs, then they're going to have to start back paying. They're going to start back paying cable, paying utility, paying their rent, paying all this stuff. And are they going to have the money to do that? Because this money that they're saving not to pay for these necessities that they need right now, they're probably taking that money to survive. They're taking that money to buy extra food. They're taking that money to pay someone to watch their child while they're going to work. So it's just a lot that's coming with this virus. It's so much involved with this. When people are already living bi-weekly from paycheck to paycheck, and once they get that paycheck, it's already gone, and they may have $20-$30 left to the next 2 weeks just to survive. And with that $20 or $30, they still got to pay for gas. They still got to make sure that the little necessities that they need, they have that little money to take care of that. So it's just so much that's going on with this coronavirus. There's a lot of information that's coming out there. There's a lot of information that the government is putting out there. And of course you need to gather all this information. You need to take it in, because like I said, it is something serious. This is serious. This is very serious. It's been, I don't even know, the last time something like this has gone on where it came to the point where they're shutting down so much stuff. They're shutting down all these restaurants, or the restaurants owners are having to shut down. They're shutting down, different events, and these people get paid because of these events. They're shutting all this stuff down, and it's affecting so many families. And to be honest with you, when you really think about it, it's a lot of the low class people that's being affected the most when it comes to this. It's really hitting their pockets. Because like I said, a lot of the low class people are already living from paycheck to paycheck. And when you got to throw all this other stuff on top of there, you got to figure out your child care. You got to figure out these bills that's not stopping, even though these companies are telling, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to let you slide while this is going on. But best believe, once this slows down, you got to pick those bills up. You got to get back in there and take care of this stuff. You got to do that. And if you're not fortunate enough or in a good place where you can just sit on that extra money that you don't have to put out right now, just let it sit there, then you may be able to keep your head above the water once this dies down. If you're not in that situation and you're having to take that money and survive and try to stay above the water, then it's not gonna really benefit you, or you're really gonna be just digging and digging and digging, trying to get back on top of things. I've worked in the customer service business for years, and I know that at least about 60 to 70% of those associates are part-time associates. They're not getting the benefits. They're barely getting enough hours just to get by. And when you're having to cut back on these hours, these businesses are cutting their hours. They're closing down at 8 o'clock where they used to be open at 11. They're closing down at 11 o'clock where they used to be open 24 hours. So when they're cutting back your hours and all this to try to make it safe for the whole public and make it safe for their associates, I understand all that. They're taking it out your pocket. They're hitting your pockets, okay? So guys, just think about all that. It's just so much that's going on. It's so much. Just try to stay positive. Try to make the best of each day that you have. If you still have time to get out, or you're still able to get out and about, just make sure you're still trying to give everybody a smile. Do it from a distance, but give everybody a smile you come in contact with, because that's free. That ain't gonna cost you. That ain't gonna take no money out of your pocket. You know, if you're around someone and they're all going through some things, let them, let them vent about it. Let them get that off their chest. Don't let them hold it in, because everybody's going through a lot. Let them vent about that, okay? If you're, get a chance to just spread the love, just do that, and just stay positive. We are gonna make it through this. I know right now it doesn't seem like that with some people, but we're gonna make it, okay? So you guys have a great day, Thank you for hanging out in the kitchen with Granna today. I am gonna let y'all get on up out of here, and I'm gonna get on up out of here, but I will be back with you guys in a few. Don't forget, I almost forgot to say, don't forget to subscribe to Granna and share my videos. Have a great one.